Hi, my name's Matthew Sauve. I play Jake Thomas.
Hi, I'm Tommy James Murphy. I play James. I'm also the writer.
Hi, I'm Andrew Ravindra, and I'm the director.
Disrepair sheds light on the emotional struggles of addiction and its impact on family dynamics. So, how did portraying these deeply personal and challenging themes impact your approach as an actor?
Okay, that's a great question. As an actor, I'm usually always kind of a little nervous. I am in recovery, and I've been to rehab many times, and I know what I loved about Disrepair and what Tommy wrote is the fact that we're actually taking it after you get sobriety, after you go into recovery. There's too many shows where it shows hard addiction, hard drug use, but addiction is a disease of deception. For instance, your wife thinks you're at work, your work thinks you're homesick. You have to lie to let the disease live, and I feel like we really knocked it out of the park, Tommy. Like, yeah, we just showed that when you come out of rehab, there's a lot of damage to family. You've lied to a lot of people, but we also have a message of hope where you can repair those relationships and you can gain that trust back.
Yeah, elaborating on what Matthew said, it's bring truth to it, right? There's so many people who suffer from all types of addiction, right? This is more than just drugs. There's social media addiction, there's alcohol, there's all sorts of things like sexual addiction as well. And we really want to show that it affects everyone, right? Not just one type of person or anyone in that matter. It's just basically bringing the truth to everyone who's watching, so anyone who's tuning in, they could relate.
I know it's mostly an acting question, but this is when I was directing them. The thing I loved about doing this was we didn't sensationalize addiction. We didn't glamorize in how it would portray in other popular efforts. We were really showing the truth, and I think the great part of it was really when we see Matt going through this journey, it's the aftermath of the journey, which it can be a profound thing because recovery, it's not easy, but showing it honestly in a lived-in experience through the eyes of Jake, I thought it was really well portrayed by Matt and all the boys. They were just really stellar job as well.
How do you hope the series resonates with viewers during Bell Let's Talk Month?
That's an awesome question, and I feel like the stars aligned that the release is during this month. I personally have never met a family or a stranger that has not been affected by addiction. Everybody knows somebody who's been affected by addiction, specifically the opioid crisis. And that's what I love about this show is because it's going to speak to millions of people. It's going to speak to millions of people. It's people are going to see their own family members, their own situations in it. It is a fictional story, but it's real life for a lot of people. And to just circle back to that, I realized too, just being in recovery, I've been in recovery for a number of years. There's a lot of stuff that I actually blocked out that I didn't realize I did until I started actually doing it. So it's interesting how the mind works and it suppresses stuff. Yeah, this has a special meaning. We're trying to help people with this message. We want people to know that you can mend your family relationships. There is hope after you get into recovery.
Matthew just said it perfectly. I don't even know what to say.
Say nothing.
Yeah, you gotta say nothing.
less. Say less.
You gotta say less. Yeah, you hit it. Then you hit it perfectly.
Thank you. I
yeah,
appreciate that.
He stole my answer. Thank you.
Yeah, you wrote it for me.
Ditto.
Yeah. You wrote it for me.
And again, as Disrepair aligns with Bell Let's Talk Month, what message do you hope that audiences take away about the importance of mental health awareness?
Ask for help. Get rid of the stigma. I know we've made leaps and bounds, but this is a disease that has one purpose. It is to kill you. Whether it happens tomorrow or 20 years from now, it only has one purpose. Moderation turns into daily use, turns into it overrides your reptilian brain for food and water, and then nothing else matters after that. So reach out for help, And I just want to give a quick shout out to the CAMH, the Center for Addiction and Mental Health. They saved my life, those doctors there. I've been there. I'm still a patient there. And yeah, like I think I owe them rent money. I've slept there so many times. So, but yeah, they reach out for help. And that was one of the scariest things for me is I didn't want people to know my dirty little secret. And there was such a relief when it kind of just, my world blew up and everybody found out that I have this problem and I could finally get help. So I'm just very grateful to be alive. And I thank God for that. I thank my good friends, Andrew and Tommy and my daughter. I was in rehab during her 8th birthday. You can imagine what that does to a father's mental health. And I'm just happy to be here, like just by the grace of God. And my heart goes out to anybody in the throes of addiction. And if you are watching this right now, there is hope. Ask for help. I'm living proof of that. You can come out of the most darkest place in your life.
How do I follow that? Basically, to just put a cherry on top of what Matt said, it's like you're following these brothers, and men don't ask for help, right? And we lose a lot of men every day to suicide, to mental health, to addiction. So just ask for help, right? To be a strong man is to admit that you need help, right? And just to what Matt said, like ask for help. It's a disease of deception. And you don't always have to be the strong man. A strong man knows when he needs help. So talk to your friends, reach out to anyone, and just ask.
There was also another thing where Matt was, congratulating all the folks that were helping. We also wanted to add that we hired a trauma counselor on our set, which I think was very forward thinking because obviously we are portraying some hard themes, and it's, as actors, it can be really traumatizing to go back to these feelings. So it was really great for just a special shout out for Catherine Hamilton, our trauma counselor, helping us, and also to the crew. And we got so many stories shared with our own crew. It was just so beautiful to direct this, but also showing men being so vulnerable and fragile. It can be a beautiful thing. Yeah.
If it wasn't for Catherine and the crew making me feel so comfortable on set, like that's the most vulnerable role I've ever done in my life. And I don't know where it came from, but I felt very safe on that set. And thanks to Andrew and the producers and everybody who made me feel safe to just, this is my heart. And I just left it all on the screen, I guess. Thanks for writing it.
Follow-up question. Since being a man sometimes means being strong, what advice do you have for people that are scared of seeking help or asking for help?
Oh, that's very good question. I'm going to say a strong man does ask for help, right? He does ask for directions, all right? Even though that stigma is like, oh no, a man has to be strong. No, a man can cry. A man can go to his brothers in arms and, they could hold him and feel that emotion, because the weight of the world's on a lot of people's shoulders, especially men who are going through like any type of mental health or any type of addiction. So just ask for help. And when you do, I've asked for help from my brothers many times, and it feels like the weight of the world just lifted off my chest, and you just feel more at peace. And that's, at the end of the day, that's what you want to be, at peace.
Yeah, and there's a term I trained in Meisner technique, and there's a term actually, shout out to my acting coach, Robin Kay. She would always say there's strength in your vulnerability, and that's true. It's I hate to use the cliche term, but the oxygen mask that falls in the plane, you can't help anybody else on that plane so if you have a family, you're drowning, right? Like you need to do what you need to do. And and shout out to Bell for organizing Bell Let's Talk and killing the stigma. People, I mean, we're light years ahead of where we were 20 years ago. So thank you, Bell, for doing this campaign that you do each and every year.
Even on a personal note, we talk every day. And I think we're always there for each other. And I think maybe we just kind of, we should tell folks that, it's good to talk about it. It's always great to, just reveal yourselves and have a chat about things that you don't want to talk about. There's nothing wrong with it. That's what real strength is. And yeah, I think that's it.
Final question. Do you have any personal relationship to the story, and how did it affect or how did it contribute to the character you played?
My personal relationship is just strictly that I'm in recovery and my character's in recovery. But ironically, everybody in the crew was getting emotionally affected because, like I said earlier, everybody has a family member that has gone through addiction. So everybody who was on that set, even Catherine, the trauma counselor, there were certain scenes that were affecting everybody, like every member of the crew. And so it's such a universal message. That's why I've never been more proud of this work, and I can't thank these two enough, and the cast, crew, the producers. They just made me feel safe, like for me to be that vulnerable. I don't think I could have got there unless I felt very safe. Thanks again for writing it.
I'll let you go.
I mean, I can't add to that. I mean, this is exactly what Matt said. I can't add anything more to that. Yeah. Thanks for writing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Thanks for directing.
Oh.
I appreciate it too. Yeah.